Well, we're approaching that time of the year where your dog licenses are due into your local municipality and or into Oakland County as per our state law. And joining us now to talk about this is Bob Gatt, the manager of the Oakland County Animal Control Division. Bob, thanks for being with us today.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on. This is something that happens routinely every single year. You need to renew your dog licenses. But let's just go to the basis of the issue. Why do we need to have our dogs be licensed, unlike some other pets that we may commonly have in our local area?
Yeah, sure. That's a great question and one that I hear all the time. Let me start by saying this. Number one, it's the law. The state of Michigan has a law. It's over 100 years old. It originated in 1919, called the Michigan Dog Law. And in that law is a myriad of events that have to happen with your dog. You have to take care of her. You have to take it to the vet. But you also have to have a dog license. And if we go back in history, the reason that law was put into effect is because in those days, there was a deadly disease called rabies that still exists today. Only back in those days, more and more and more people were dying of rabies. And so the legislators got together and said, how can we reduce or eliminate that? And the rabies came from being bitten by rabid dogs. And the only way we could really stop that was to have the dog immunized. And in order to have the dog immunized, they enacted a law that said all dogs must be registered in the county in which they live, and registration means a dog license. And in order to get a dog license, your dog has to be immunized. So why do we need a license? Number one, it's the law, and just like we need a driver's license, we need licenses to do so many things. We need a license for our dog. Another reason why you should have your dog license is if the dog escapes, if the dog happens to bolt out the door when you open it, or escapes from a leash, or somehow gets away from you, the dog license will obviously make it easier and make it better for that animal to come home to you. Somebody who finds that dog, whether it be law enforcement or just a neighbor, will look on the license and your name or your address or the license number will be recorded somewhere, and we can get that dog back to you. And then it's a matter of public safety. If you and your family are walking down the road and a dog bites you, today, if that dog is not immunized, then you may be subject to some very painful and very expensive rabies vaccination. So those are the reasons that we give to people. I'm a dog owner. I happen to believe that it's the right thing to do, and I also happen to believe that it will help my dog in the long run. It gives me the incentive to get to that doctor at least once a year to get that rabies vaccination.
And in addition to fulfilling the Michigan Dog Law of 1919 and getting your dogs licensed and having those protections also in place that the state knows that your dog is up to date on their vaccinations for rabies, and of course if the dog escapes or gets loose and gets lost and is found, that they can of course get back to their home. On top of that, it's also a time where the Oakland County Animal Control Division, by collecting these licenses, takes part in a so-called census for the dogs as well. How is that important to Oakland County?
Well, it's important to everybody in Michigan, not just Oakland County. That census is part of the Michigan Dog Law of 1919. It says in part in that law that every county once a year shall conduct a census to determine how many dogs are in the county. Now, here's how we do it. We know in our database how many dogs have licenses. We know where that dog lives. What we do then is we send a team of usually college age kids out to the various areas in Oakland County, and they walk the neighborhoods, and they're looking for signs of a dog, a leash, on a doorknob, a dog house, or a dog in the window, dog barking. We know that X amount of homes have the licensed dogs. We don't go there, but we will go to a home that doesn't have a license in our database. And when we see signs of or hear signs of a dog there, then we approach that home. Now, the people that we hire in the summer to do our census for us, they don't have any authority or any power to give tickets or anything. By the way, it is a misdemeanor crime not to license your dog, a misdemeanor. You can be fined and or go to jail. And the legislature did that, not Oakland County. So that's how we do it in the summer. We go out and we pick neighborhoods. We obviously can't go to every neighborhood in Oakland County. It's much too big a county for that. But we do pick certain areas of the county, and we send our team out Monday through Friday. Now, after June 1st, so beginning June 2nd, the Board of Commissioners has imposed a fine for those people who don't have a current dog license. Keeping in mind that the dog license expires December 31st of the previous year. So we give everybody six, actually I say 6 months because a next year's dog license goes on sale December 1st of the previous year. So you have December of the previous year, January, February, March, April, and May to buy your dog license with no penalty. Starting June 2nd, there is a penalty, and all dog licenses after June 1st cost $40. Whereas before June 1st, the average dog who's been spayed or neutered, the license fee is only $15.
You can find more information from the Oakland County Animal Control Division, as well as the Animal Shelter and Pet Adoption Center, by visiting oakgov.com/community and then scrolling over to the Pet Adoption division there, and clicking on Animal Control. If you go to oakgov.com, scroll over Community, you'll see Pet Adoption on the right side of the screen, and animal control, dog licenses, and so on and so forth under that, and find a lot more information, including where you can obtain and pay for your annual dog license. Joining us on the program today is the manager of the Oakland County Animal Control Division, Bob Gatt. And on top of the dog licenses, there's plenty more that the Oakland County Animal Control Division does to protect animals and protect pets and individuals right here in Oakland County. Bob, can you tell us a little bit more about some of the other services that are provided day to day by your division?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the manager of the whole shelter, so it's not just the animal control division. Our animal control division are the enforcement edge of our division. We go out and make sure that pets are being properly cared for. If we have several cases in court right now for abuse and neglect. So our people make sure that your dog has a license, they make sure it's not running large, and they make sure that it's being cared for properly. What we don't do here is enforce a local ordinance. We get many calls from people saying, hey, my neighbor's dog is barking, the noise is unpleasant. We do not enforce that kind of activity. That's for your local PD. Another thing we do here, though, I just can't not talk about this, is we're an adoption agency. We have over 150 dogs in our building right now up for adoption, and about 100 cats here right now today for adoption. And we encourage all your listeners, if you're looking for a pet, if you're looking for an animal, please give us a chance. Come and take a look at our pets. They come fully vetted with all the immunizations. They come spayed and neutered, and you can't beat the prices that we will give you a forever. We call it a forever loving companion in your home. Don't shop, adopt. This is where you come, and we'll hook you up with a loving animal that you'll love for a long time to come.
Yeah, take a look at their website by going to oakgov.com, scrolling over the community section, and clicking on pet adoption. There are links there to adopt a pet. You can see some of the different dogs and cats and other animals that are up for adoption. You can also send them an email, petadoption@oakgov.com, or give them a call Monday through Friday, 248-858-1070 for more information.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, and that's all again on their website, oakgov.com. And these pet adoption centers also provide such a critical role in preventing loose and stray animals from being in the local area, protecting them, getting them spayed and neutered. And so it really is a great place for people to go to explore some of the different dogs and cats and others that may be available to them. What is that difference maker between going to maybe a different adoption center or a shelter or another shelter and going right to your local one here at Oakland County?
We are the largest municipal shelter in the state. As a matter of fact, we have one of the best return to owner rates in the state. We don't euthanize here unless the animal is way too sick for what we can do, or way too aggressive to be placed in somebody's home without some problems occurring. I want to say this too. Sometimes it's difficult for people to get in to see a vet nowadays. Post COVID, some vet offices closed. Some are acting with appointments only. If you want to get your animal I'm talking about your dog. If you want to get a rabies vaccination and you can't get in to see your own doctor, every Tuesday from 9 in the morning until 11 in the morning, every Tuesday at our building, we will give you a free rabies immunization if you buy a license from us that day. That's how serious we are. We want to get that dog immunized. And by the way, every dog in the county, every dog in the state, 4 months of age or older must have a current dog license per the Michigan dog law. But you come here on Tuesday morning between 9 and 11, no appointment necessary, and we will immunize your dog for free and sell you a current dog license at that time.
As Bob said, for those vaccinations and for along with the licenses, you do not need an appointment, but you can still call them for more information if you need at 248-858-1070 or call Animal Control 248-858-1090 for more information. On top of all this, there's also opportunities if people maybe they can't adopt at this time. They don't have a pet, but they love animals and they want to get involved in something in their community. There's also volunteer opportunities too through the Oakland County Pet Adoption and Animal Shelter as well. Can you tell us about those?
We are always looking for volunteers. We have a cadre of volunteers that come in every day. Right now, I have over 150 dogs in the building. Those dogs need to get out. They need to be exercised. They need to smell the fresh air, and they need to walk outside. We don't have the staff to do that here to take out all those dogs. We're busy waiting on customers and doing all the things that's necessary in the shelter. So we have a very, very strong cadre of volunteers that come in every day, 7 days a week, rain or shine, hot weather, cold weather, and after a training class with some of our experts here, you are then allowed to take dogs out for a walk. Now, if you don't like dogs, we have plenty of cats, and we call them cat comforters. People will come in, take a cat out of the cage, and actually just pet it for a while and give it some human companionship. So absolutely, we are looking for volunteers all the time.
You can volunteer, you can adopt, you can get your rabies vaccination, and your dog license, all through the Oakland County Pet Adoption and Animal Shelter Center at Oakland County. You can find more information by visiting their website at oakgov.com. If you scroll over the community section and click on pet adoption or the subsection of animal control, it's all right there. Give them a call, 248-858-1070, 248-858-1070 for more information, or send them an email, petadoption@oakgov.com. Bob, anything else that we should know at this time on dog licenses or anything else that we've discussed?
Just one more thing. If you're interested in taking a dog home or even a cat, but you're not ready to adopt it, we have foster programs here too. So give us a call, come see us, and we'll hook you up, and we'll make you and a pet very happy.
Yes, they will. Very good work that's being done. Incredible stuff happening at the Oakland County Animal Shelter and Pet Adoption Center every single day. Bob, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
248.
Have a good day.